Welcome back. Let's put this in the ether. I think that Western women, all right, Western society women in the Western Hemisphere, right, they will never be happy no matter what you do for them. No matter how much you do for them, you cannot fulfill them. They're like an empty vessel when it's compared to women in besides the Western Hemisphere, right? They're more appreciative when it comes to man. They're more willing. I mean, I'm not saying they don't have their best side, but most of them are more inclined to be with their man, right? More protective with the man, more reciprocal with the man. But when it's come to Western women, right? They're more combative with the man. No matter what the men do, they cannot fulfill their happiness. And if they do feel happy, it's only for a temporary basis, right? They think that they're happy, but at the end of the day, it changes real quick. It just stops. The happiness there is like an empty void in them, right? Why do you think they like to buy stuff? Why is Western women are like the top consumer, right? Because they think that to replace happiness is getting what they want, to get the instant dopamine rush by swiping the credit card, spending money, do their thing, right? Go buy all these crap that doesn't mean anything, and they think that stuff can fill in their whole inner soul, right? Not realizing that thing that they buy is only temporary happiness. It's not a long term solution for the empty vessels, right? This is what I think. Never ever make a Western woman entirely happy, no matter what I say, right? The thing I'm saying right now, I'm pretty sure if a woman listen to me, she's gonna be combative, put a comment, rant on my thing, and say all these stuff. Oh, yada. And it's like, okay, I understand that. See, that's what I'm talking about. No matter what I'm saying, they cannot be happy. They think I'm trashing them. But again, if they were to be objective, they should look things objectively and make questions and try to ask questions. Is this true? And I'm not saying all women, all right? I'm not saying all women. I'm saying a disproportionate amount, right? So I'm not generalizing a specific person. If you think I'm saying about you, it's not you. I'm just saying in a general asset, right? You can never make them happy, right? Because what leads me this is because look at the divorce rate. Why are they so high? Because women are never happy in the situation. They never happy. If they were happy, why is the divorce rate so high, right? If they're ever happy, then divorce rate wouldn't be this high at all. The number is totally skewed big time, right? 50 years ago, it was never like this, right? It was never like this. Women are complacent, they're content with their lifestyle. Their man come home from work and buys some stuff that they need, right? Now because of no fault divorces, if they ever feel unhappy, they can destroy like that, right? And not realizing that divorce that they file will ultimately lead them to be more miserable in life, right? They tend to be more so than they are compared to a woman that's outside the Western Hemisphere, right? So no matter what I do, no matter what I say, I can never make them happy, right? And and that's what I think, right? Suddenly my opinion is foul or I'm delusional for saying this. Like, okay, you say whatever you want to say, but I think that's what I think. I've seen a lot of relationship. Friends, family members try to fulfill their needs of their girlfriend, and they can never be happy. What's that do? It leads to fight, drama, arguments in relationship. The guys could go above and beyond. They could still complain. A guys could cook and clean for them. They could still complain. It's not good for them, right? I'm not saying all women, but I've seen some women who's like that. The husband go above and beyond. They still treat their husband like trash, right? Don't deny it. It does happen. These people does exist, but and these what leads to my decision that no matter what you do, they can never be happy, right? I've been in a relationship where I do all sort of stuff to make her happy, realizing that she can never be happy. I can never whatever I do, she can never be happy. She can never appreciate the things that I do, right? Either I have to buy her something, and that's only temporary happiness, and then later on she'll get mad again and get argumentative again, right? It's only temporary basis. They fill in that void, right? And it's like no matter what the guys do, they can never be appreciative of what a man's do, right? No matter how much right they have, they still want more. They want more power, right? And then when they get the thing that they wanted, like a man's proposing to them, right? Then they got everything they wanted. Next thing you know, they're still not happy, and divorces, right? So you can't win. You can't win, no matter what you do. And it got to a point where most guys out there is getting tired of that. They realize this is a big scam. It's like, why I'm putting so much effort in the things that doesn't appreciate me, in the things that cannot be filled up, that can never find the enjoyment of being with somebody, that can never find the excitement in the little thing, right? They can never steal away. Why do you think a lot of women are so depressed, right? Most of the women in psychiatric clinics, they're depressed. They're chronic depressed, right? Why do you think women like to watch all these depression shows? Why do you think there's a lot of gothic women? Why do you think a lot of women like to watch all these depressing TV shows like Wednesdays, right? The Addams Family, right? All these dark stuff, all these witchery, right? Because they're naturally unhappy, right? Because of that, I'm telling you guys all the time, you can never make it happy, bro. No matter what you do. Right, you could blow her back out. Later on, she's still not gonna be happy. She can have everything in the world, right? She can still not be happy, right? She have all the money in the world. She can still not be happy, right? Look at celebrities, right? They have everything in the world and they're still not happy. They're still divorces, right? Look at these A-list stars. They got everything they wanted. They got the top notch, the 1% men out there. A celebrity that have all these things together, and what happened? They're not happy. They still want a divorce, right? So no matter what you do, no matter how much you give into them, no matter how much time and effort you put into a relationship, they can never be happy, right? The only way for them to be happy, I don't know. The only way for them to be happy is to have a total cuck as a boyfriend and try to please them. And I'm not even sure that would make them happy. Maybe in a brief moment that make them happy, but they can never be happy indefinitely. Right? It will always lead to divorce. They will always, how can I say this? Drown it in their sorrows. Right? They're depressed. They're manic depressive. They go home. They go to bed sleeping and crying at night. Most of them do that. Most of them that's not in relationship, right? Some of them go home sleeping and crying because they want to be in a relationship so bad, and then when they get in a relationship, they're not happy, and they cause all these angst within the partners, not realizing what it takes to be in a relationship. This is why I'm thinking like there's no point being in a relationship with them anymore, right? Because by nature, when you look at men as a species, right? Species don't be in relationships. Each species go to every opposite species and just fornicate and try to reproduce, right? When it comes to our natural instinct is just to reproduce with as much female as possible. So if that's the case, there's no need to build a relationship with people at all. But we are sentient being. That's what we have to do because we are emotional creatures. We need other people to reciprocate with our emotions. Right? But how can you reciprocate something that's constantly sad, constantly depressed, constantly seeking to fulfill that void inside? Right? And then when they're filled with something, they're still not happy. Right? So if you want to get in a relationship, you have to take a deep think about what you're getting yourself into. Right? You get yourself into a situation where your potential partner might not always be happy all the time, and you have to work so hard all the time just to make her happy. Now you gotta ask yourself, are you the type of person that's willing to put that much effort? Right? Some guys don't want to put up that much effort. That's why some guys have the same kind of idea or perspective I do. It's like, why even bother anymore? Why even try to be in a relationship with a woman when they can't even appreciate the smallest thing that a guy could do for them? Right? Can't appreciate that they're with a man. A lot of women would die to be in their position to be in a relationship with a man. And then when some women are in a relationship, they can't appreciate that they're in a strong relationship. And what do? They break out that union and get a divorce because they're not happy with the person they're with right now, and they just try to destroy their family, right? A lot of girls would give up so much just to have a husband, right? And these women don't understand, and they're still not happy when they have a husband and just still not happy. So if you don't understand by that concept, why even bother anymore? Right now, I understand why guys don't want to be in a relationship. You can't blame them, right? You can't blame them. You have to respect them. Like you have to understand what men are going through, right? Do men? Why do men want to put themselves in this kind of misery position for? Right? But that's what I'm trying to say. You know, they can never be happy. Men need to understand that. Like, no matter what you do, why do you think some men always constantly have to buy stuff for their wife? They have to buy stuff, and next thing you know, they can still break your heart. But I don't know. Let me know what you think. Right? Am I making any sense? Do you agree that women are never happy? They're never content with what they have, or I'm just being general? Right? Let me know what you think. Leave a comment below. I want to know these things. And on that note, guys, thanks for watching this video. Like, share, subscribe. On that note, peace and blessings.